As John stepped through the portal and into the real world, he was immediately struck by the differences. The air was colder, and the colors of the world seemed dimmer. The vibrant hues and magical energy of the enchanted world were gone, replaced by the mundane reality of everyday life. John felt a sense of loss and sadness as he realized that he had missed out on 50 years of his life. The people he had known and loved were gone, and the world he had known had moved on without him. He wondered what his life might have been like if he had never discovered the enchanted world and stayed in the real world instead. Despite his feelings of sadness, John also felt a newfound appreciation for the time he had spent in the enchanted world. He had made incredible friends and had learned so much about magic and adventure. He knew that he would never forget the lessons he had learned or the experiences he had. As he made his way back to his hometown, John found himself feeling both excited and apprehensive. He wondered what he would find, and how the world had changed in his absence. When he arrived, he was shocked to see how much had changed. The streets were crowded with people, and the buildings he had known had been replaced with new ones. Despite the changes, John felt a sense of familiarity and comfort in the town. He knew that it was his home, and he felt a renewed sense of connection to it. He also felt a sense of gratitude for the time he had spent in the enchanted world, and he knew that he would never forget the friends he had made or the lessons he had learned. As John settled back into his life in the real world, he felt a mix of emotions. He felt grateful for the time he had spent in the enchanted world, but he also felt a sense of loss for the time he had missed in the real world. He knew that he would always carry the memories and lessons of the enchanted world with him, and that they would shape the person he became. As John tried to adjust to life in a world that had moved on without him, he found himself struggling to find his place. Everything he had known and loved was gone, replaced by a new world that felt unfamiliar and strange. He felt like a stranger in his own hometown, and he often found himself struggling to connect with the people around him. They didn't understand the incredible experiences he had, or the magic and wonder he had encountered in the enchanted world. As time went on, however, John began to find his footing. He started to make new friends and to discover new passions and interests. He found that the lessons he had learned in the enchanted world had given him a unique perspective on life, and that he had a newfound appreciation for the world around him. As he reflected on his journey, John realized that he had been on a remarkable adventure. He had explored a world of magic and wonder, and had made incredible friends along the way. He had learned important lessons about friendship, courage, and the importance of living in the moment. But he also realized that the real world had its own magic, and that there was beauty and wonder to be found in even the most mundane things. He began to see the world with fresh eyes, and to appreciate the people and experiences around him in a new way. As John continued on his journey, he knew that he would always carry the memories of the enchanted world with him. They had shaped him in ways he could never have imagined, and had given him a unique perspective on the world around him. But he also knew that he was now part of a new adventure, one that was just as exciting and full of possibility as the one that had led him to the enchanted world in the first place. As John looked back on his time in the enchanted world, he felt a sense of awe and wonder. It had been a magical and incredible journey, one that had left a lasting impact on his life. He remembered the unique creatures and landscapes of the enchanted world, and the friendships he had formed along the way. He thought of the lessons he had learned, and the adventures he had been on. He knew that he had been lucky to experience something so incredible, and he felt grateful for the memories he had. But the impact of the enchanted world on John's life went beyond just the memories. The lessons he had learned had stayed with him, shaping the person he had become. He had learned the importance of friendship and loyalty, of standing up for what was right, and of never giving up. He had learned to embrace his sense of wonder and curiosity, and to never stop exploring the world around him. And he had learned the power of believing in himself and his abilities, even in the face of challenges and obstacles. These lessons had served him well in the real world, where he had faced his own challenges and struggles. He had found the courage to pursue his passions and to follow his dreams. Even when others doubted him, he had learned to appreciate the beauty and wonder of the world around him, and to never take it for granted. As John looked back on his journey, he knew that he had been forever changed by the enchanted world. It had opened his eyes to a new way of seeing the world, and had given him a sense of purpose and wonder that he had never known before. And he knew that, no matter where life took him, he would always carry the memories and lessons of the enchanted world with him. After spending some time reflecting on his experiences in the enchanted world, John knew that it was time to move forward with his life. He realized that while the memories of the enchanted world would always hold a special place in his heart, he needed to focus on the present and the future. But that didn't mean that he was leaving the enchanted world behind completely. On the contrary, he found that the lessons he had learned and the memories he had made in that magical place continued to inspire him in his everyday life. For example, he found himself more curious about the world around him, more willing to take risks and try new things. He approached his friendships with a greater sense of loyalty and kindness, and he stood up for what he believed in more readily. In his work, too, he found that the lessons of the enchanted world helped him to be more creative and imaginative. He was able to see things from a different perspective, and to come up with unique and innovative solutions to problems. And in his personal life, he continued to find wonder and magic in the world around him. He would take long walks in nature, marveling at the beauty of the trees and the sky. He would spend time with his loved ones, cherishing the moments they shared together. Through it all, John knew that he was forever changed by his experiences in the enchanted world. But rather than feeling trapped by those memories, he used them as a source of inspiration and guidance in his everyday life. And in doing so, he found that the lessons and magic of the enchanted world were never truly out of reach. One day, as John was walking through the park, he stumbled upon something unexpected. It was the same old tree that he had discovered the portal to the enchanted world in all those years ago. And as he approached it, he noticed that there was a faint shimmering in the air around it. Without hesitating, John reached out his hand and touched the shimmering air. Suddenly, he felt a familiar rush of energy as he was transported back to the enchanted world. He looked around, and to his amazement, everything was just as he remembered it. As he walked through the enchanted world, he saw his old friends and visited the places he had explored before. The creatures and landscapes were just as magical and wondrous as he had remembered them, and as he spent time with his old friends, he found that they were just as loyal and kind as they had always been. But as he spent more time in the enchanted world, he began to notice something different. He saw that the world had changed, just as he had changed over the years. There were new creatures and landscapes that he had never seen before, and new adventures to be had. As he explored this new version of the enchanted world, John realized that he had been given a second chance. He had the opportunity to revisit the world he had loved so much, but also to experience it in a new way. And he knew that he would never forget this incredible journey, or the lessons that he had learned. As he made his way back through the portal to the real world, John knew that the enchanted world would always hold a special place in his heart. And he felt grateful for the chance to have another adventure, and to experience the magic of that world once more. Inspired by his recent visit to the enchanted world, John realized that there was still more to explore, and he felt a renewed sense of excitement and curiosity about the world around him. He decided to venture back into the enchanted world once more, this time with a newfound appreciation for the time he had left and the people and experiences he encountered along the way. As he journeyed through the enchanted world, John encountered new creatures and landscapes that he had never seen before. He marveled at the beauty and majesty of the world around him, and he felt grateful for the chance to experience it all over again. But what he treasured most were the people he met on his journey. He formed new friendships with creatures and beings that he had never encountered before, and he treasured the memories he made with them. Through it all, John felt a renewed sense of purpose and meaning in his life. He knew that his time in the enchanted world was limited, and he wanted to make the most of every moment. He approached each new adventure with a sense of curiosity and wonder, and he never took any experience for granted. As he made his way back to the real world, John knew that he had been forever changed by his experiences in the enchanted world. He felt a sense of gratitude for the lessons he had learned and the people he had met, and he felt inspired to continue exploring and learning, no matter where his journey might take him. And as he stepped back into the real world, John knew that the memories of his time in the enchanted world would stay with him always, reminding him of the magic and wonder that existed in the world around him. Hope you enjoy this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. If you want a suggested story, just comment below. Thank you.